Hello and welcome, my fellow worship warriors. Welcome to our new channel. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Callie. This is our very first video, so it's kind of a big deal. Some of you may already know me. I come from another channel, website called Essence. What I do is I choreograph dances. I also train up dancers to be warriors. It used to be I would just train up dancers for the worship, but this year, Father has been telling me, don't just train up dancers, I want you to train up warriors. And that's kind of how this was born. One of the things I wanted to share with you guys is at the end of last year, during Hanukkah, which was literally like just a few days before the Gregorian calendar end of year happened, we did a performance with multi-congregations up in Tacoma. And me and my husband and a few other men and a few other women got together and did this dance. The dance is for the song called On Your Walls, O Jerusalem. It was a mix of men and women, and it was the very first time I used staffs as a implement of worship, and they're actually used kind of like a drum. The men are actually beating the ground with it. So when we performed that, not only was it amazing, but I realized after the fact that song and that dance truly is prophetic, because we entered into a season of the watchmen right after doing that dance. We were called to be watchmen, and it changed absolutely everything for us, and our lives just totally did a 180. And some of that was very painful, but it was also incredibly, it was a huge blessing, really, in many, 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 many ways. It was a huge blessing. Father just has poured out his blessings on us in ways that I never expected. So, the other thing that has taken place since then, this all started on January 2nd, when God called us to be watchmen on the wall, and we pulled the trigger. January 2nd was the day when we pulled the trigger. And that same day, a friend of mine told me that she had a dream about me. There were a whole bunch of other things that went on in the dream that I'm not going to get into, but that kind of jumped out at me, and I was like, oh God, I hope not. Like, I really don't want any more kids. Fast forward maybe about a month, and another friend is telling me she had a dream that I was pregnant. And I was like, what? Okay, I'm just going to ignore that because I don't even want to go there. Then I had a dream that I was pregnant, and I was like, this is really getting annoying. Then there was a fourth person this is when it really caught my attention, because I barely knew this person. We had just moved here to Oklahoma. We hadn't even been here for a month. And this lady came to me and she said, I've only known her for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I had a dream about you, and you were pregnant. You were having a baby. You were actually in labor. And I was like, oh, God, okay. I'm going to take this to the Lord, and I'm going to be like, I need you to explain this to me, because I don't understand what's going on here. I have no desire to have another baby. What does this mean? So as I was in prayer, I also spoke to some people that I trust that, I got multiple different counsels of wisdom from. And the consensus turned out to be that more than likely it was a ministry that was going to be born. Something, not necessarily a baby that I was going to have, but something more spiritual in essence. So I, spent some time in prayer, asked the Lord, so what does this mean? If I am having some sort of a ministry happen, how do you want it to take place? And how do I set it up? And how is this all going to work? And he said to me, I want you to go back to that fateful day, kind of a bad word to choose, but you all understand what I mean. Go back to that fateful day, January 2nd, when everything changed. I want you to count forward 9 months from there and see if it falls on a fall feast. And I was like, oh, great idea. So I did. I went and I looked and I counted 9 months exactly to the day. It turned out to be Sukkot 2020. And I was like, no way. Now, at the very same time, another woman who is kind of the leader of our dance, we've actually got like this huge dance conglomerate at our congregation. There's like many different elements. I'm not like the only one doing it. And she had seen my video of the men and the women dancing to that same routine that we had done in Hanukkah. And so she asked me specifically if I could teach it to their people and if we could do that for Sukkot. I was like, whoa, my mind is blowing up here. And so I know this is all the Lord. And so as time has progressed and more people have said things like, we can't do it until after Sukkot. This won't work until after Sukkot. Like, it's going to have to happen until after Sukkot. Everything seems to have pointed to after Sukkot. So I've known since at least 3 to 4 months ago, something big was going to happen for us personally after Sukkot. So the other thing that I knew is that whenever a woman has a child, there's a lot of travail that goes into that. There's a lot of pain. Even though there is this huge blessing at the end, it's very, very, very painful. So I was not looking forward to that. I knew that I was going to go through something really hard. And I did. I lost a lot of friends. It was the single most painful season of my life. And it wasn't just friends. There was a lot of little things in there that happened. My brother-in-law ended up in the hospital. My son ended up in the hospital. There was an aunt, my husband's aunt passed away. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I almost broke. I was like, I'm going to die. I want to die. That's what it felt like. And most women, I know that for me, I have 3 babies. I wanted to die when I was having them. So I knew I was getting closer and closer. And so here is this ministry. In all of that, through that whole painful situation, this has been born. And I honestly don't know really what to call it because I don't want it to function like most ministries function in this country. I want more of a business model with a ministry attached to it. I definitely do not want a 501c3. I honestly don't feel bad about contributing 10% to taxes, but what I'd rather do is make money off of biblically inspired tools used for worship, as well as some extra minor things like gift cards and whatnot for the holidays and whatnot. Make my money there to not only help provide for my family so that my family can continue to eat and, have the things that they need that are necessary for life, but also to use that to pay for the things that need to go into this business so that I can continue to bring forth resources for not only our dance team, but also around the world for those who need help, who may be on their own. Because let me tell you, I have had to figure a lot of things out on my own. As far as spiritual warfare goes, how to properly organize a dance team, how to be a leader, leadership training, etc., etc., etc. A lot of that I've had to figure out on my own. I haven't had someone really there to teach me. And so the goal of this is to offer my expertise based off of what I have learned in the fire, literally, so that you don't have to go through the fire. I mean, there are definitely things you're going to have to go through the fire on. I mean, that's just the nature of being a worshiper. If you are a worshiper, a true worshiper, you're going to get attacked and you are going to be refined. Father doesn't just want us to worship him. We are royalty. We are his children. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, which means as his children, we are royalty. So our training is going to be different and more difficult than the commoners are going to have. So that means it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder for us. And that's a good thing. It refines us. It trains us in character. So my goal is to prepare you for those things so that you're not like, whoa, what just happened? And you don't give up so easily. Now, one of the things that I'd like to explain to you is about myself personally. I am a work-at-home mom. So the videos that I do, most of the time are at home. Some of them I have the opportunity to use the congregation that we go to. I have the opportunity to use their facilities, but it's a limited time that I get to do that. So most of the videos I do at home. Like right now, I'm in my bedroom. Like you can see my bed. I don't have an office space right now. So I'm basically using whatever I can. So you'll see some of my videos, like some of the series that I make. They might look like, how did she end up over there? Or how come she's dressed up in that? Like some of them are actually old videos that I started, because I actually started some of this whole process of the videos that I plan on making and the things that I plan on doing with this website. I actually started it in Tacoma. So you'll see some things that are like, okay, that's weird. You know, how come she didn't do the whole series wearing the same outfit or in the same place? That's why. Because I just have to work with what I've got right now. Eventually, I know I'll be able to get more professional with things. But, you know, I kind of like it as well because it brings in an element of what's real and life. So you guys actually get a glimpse into my life as well. So you're welcome. All right, there you have it. That is how this website and channel and everything that goes along with it was born. There's actually a whole lot more to it. If you want to know even more about our lives, then I suggest you go over to the Eichler Essence channel. I have a lot more up on there right now because that's where I started. So there's a lot of my own choreographed dances that I have over there that you can go ahead and check out. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoy being here. I hope you will subscribe to this channel. I hope you will support us in whatever way that you can. The things that we have in the works for what we plan on selling will be zeet seats. We will have flags and streamers, maybe tambourines. I'm not sure yet on that one, but our main emphasis will probably be on flags and streamers and zeet seats, anything that is biblically based and inspired. Please be patient, however. I'm still setting everything up. I'm just kind of building as I go, and I'm allowing people to see that building process. So I don't have everything available yet. I've started on making flags. I just haven't been able to build the structure yet on the website to actually sell them. I will get there eventually. I would say it's probably going to be at least a month before I can actually sell my flags and streamers and, anything else that I make. So I hope you can be patient. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. We love you guys, and we have so many more things planned. I will have plenty of videos on the Davidic dance and on the flags and on the tambourines. I am so excited. I cannot wait to share all these things with you. And this is why I'm selling flags and whatnot, so that I can continue to make these videos and bring these resources to you that I want to be free as a ministry so that you guys can have it at your fingertips, no problem. So that being said, again, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Shalom and everything else that goes along with that. We love you guys. Mwah. Bye-bye.